One-to-one coaching isn't dead, but the way that most coaches are using it is destroying the way that they're building their lives, their growth, and their freedom. And when I say this, I'm talking from pure experience of my own lived life than and the way I've shown up every day. Because I never had the support when I was building everything. It was 15 years ago. It was different to the way it is now. But I've seen all the shifts and the changes. I hit 10K months with my online coaching. I was grinding my bollocks off to hit that, and I had 53 clients online. I ran a gym for 10 years, and I was also trying to compete around the world at the same time at my highest level, which, if I'm completely honest, it ended up burning me out doing all of this. I had to work every single day. I had to be, you know, contacting people daily on WhatsApp, sending emails, doing the marketing stuff, and also at the same time with this, being a dad, an athlete, and a business owner. I didn't fail because one to one didn't work. I actually succeeded, but then realized that the model was the problem. But here's the problem, right? Most coaches believe that more personalization is more value, but that's not quite how it works. And I'm saying this from a place of where I've been there as well, so I completely get it. But when you start to, and I want to say it like this, to detach from your ego, because ultimately the only reason you stay there is because you feel like it's the best thing for you and your name. It's the best thing for your clients to receive. But actually, it's not. And the way that the industry is going, I feel like it's glorifying the whole having busy days. Most people that I speak to that say, yes, I'm doing really well, I'm busy, I feel that they get that the wrong way round of understanding what success actually is. Because especially in the strength industry, right? We have that mentality, and I still have it now, but I just use it in a smarter way. We have that mentality of grind, push to the nth degree to get as far as you can within everything you do. Now, yes, that works on a one rep max deadlift, but it doesn't work in your day to day life. And being busy doesn't mean that you're scalable. Being busy doesn't mean that you're able to build the freedom, because what often happens is people get tied into thinking they need to be building their business, getting busy, serving more clients, filling all the gaps within their day. And then they think, I'm busy, I'm successful. But then often, a lot of the time, you'll then hit burnout and realize, shit, this isn't the life that I wanted. And then you have to reconfigure things. So look at exactly what your coaching does for you and where it's taking you right now. And the way I look at it is that one-to-one coaching is stalling people's growth because they are using it as the only way to coach people, as opposed to having it as part of your system and your offerings that you have. If you focus on one goal and you focus on one type of person to take them through a journey, then you want multiple points that they can access you. It is all focused on the same goal, but you're allowing them to choose at what access level they want you so they can get to their goal the fastest. For example, if I was to work with somebody with my knowledge, my experience, I wouldn't need their full package. I wouldn't need the whole hand holding. I wouldn't need to be told something every single day. I will happily crack on with it. So therefore I can go lower down on their tier. I can pay less and I'll still get the same results as somebody on the top tier that needs to be guided every single day. And this is the beauty of understanding how to actually program people and how to ascend them up your ladder to be able to hit the 10K months in your business and not be working every single hour one to one with every single client. It looked like on paper that I'd made it. I had 53 clients that I was having to check in across the week. I was doing, let's say, around 10 ish check ins per day. I was WhatsApping constantly, helping people, which, yes, gave me a kick and made me feel like I was really serving a purpose. I was competing myself, I was running my gym, I had all the responsibilities of my family and social life and everything that I was doing. But every day felt like it was reactive rather than proactive. And there's only so long that you can actually live within this type of lifestyle, because if you're anything like me, you want to do everything to the best and you can only take on so much. You're going to get burnt out at some point. And the truth is that I'd hit the goal that everyone was chasing, but I had actually built a job for myself without realizing. And I started to hate it. So, look, here's the three mistakes that coaches are making within their one to one system. Number one is that they're trying to customize everything, being bespoke, customization to the the depth of individualization isn't needed. And the truth is that you're trying to recreate something every single time so the experience for the client is the best from what you think you can deliver. But you have to remember that your client wouldn't know if it was 100% bespoke or not. And that does not take away the quality of your work, which is the hard pill to swallow because it took me a long time to understand that. And I felt like I was copy and pasting things. But what you actually want to do is an 80-20 rule. So you have frameworks that is the 80%, and then you put the 20% of personalization on top, which then makes it personal for that individual. And this is the key to it. It the 20% that you do will make it individual enough for that person to know that it's specific for them. But as well, we're not pulling the wool over anybody's eyes here. You can even tell your clients that that's what you do. Because if you are attracting the same people into your business, then they need the same frameworks because they're going to be coached the same. And that's that. Again, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard thing to get your head around. But this is the part where you need to sort of leave your ego at the door and do the best thing for the clients, but also so your business can then scale without feeling like you have to do everything individually for every single person. For example, let's take away from programming now and talk about nutrition. But within nutrition, I used to have three tiers. There's the basic model, which is just you need to do this before we move any further. There is the second tier, which is more bespoke, personalized, but you do it yourself. And then there's the third one where I then take over and personalize it and do it for you. Three different parts, the same outcome. It could be for the same person. It's just that they decide on where they go. Everybody has to do phase one so they understand where they're at and they start tracking and do the habitual stuff. But then two and three is whether they want to do it themselves and they want to learn it, or whether they just were like, no, I want you to do it. And technically, you could charge different for those because your time is involved as well. But it's having these systems in place so that you're able to scale your business. Number two, then, is the systems. So often people don't have any systems. And I speak to people still now where they do everything manually. And I ask what they're spending most time on, and it's the coaching. Now, look, it's going to be the majority of your time spent on coaching, of course, and that's what you want to do. People love it, they're passionate about it. And I'll be honest, I used to hate it when mentors said to me, you should outsource that. I completely disagree. I don't think you should. It's what you're passionate about, it's what you're good at, and it's the reason you got into coaching. So why the fuck would you hand it out, is the way I look at it. But what you want to do again is build systems so you're not repeating yourself. Onboarding is one of the biggest ones. If you do your onboarding manually, it is completely, let's say, stupid because you're doing the same thing with every person and they don't need it personalizing. It's a process that you take people through. If you sign up with me right now, you pay, you put your money down first, and then you go straight into the system. That will automatically unlock when you pay. You will then do my level zero onboarding, and then at the end of that, we then have a call. I don't need to talk to you on the first part, and that's exactly how you need to see it for your guys. You want a system, you want to indoctrinate them, and you want to take them into your programming. I do this on Skool. If you are not on my Skool and you want to see access to how I deliver this, then click on the link in the description and take yourself there. But this is a perfect place that I would say to that I advise you to go because Skool has everything you need. And if I'm honest, it's where I build the whole of my systems within. But the key factor here is that you don't repeat yourself. If you are repeating yourself with things, you may as well make a video, you may as well make a process, a system, or whatever it is. There's lots of other things within your business that need to be systemized as well, as opposed to doing everything manually. It could be your check-ins, they could be automated. When you then receive the check-in, that's when you react and you then contact back. None of this needs to be automated at that point because obviously that is the thing that people are paying for. And just for the note of it, if anyone didn't see when I called out a mentor that said, you should use AI for your check ins, what a fucking absolute donut, then that is where you keep the personalization side. At the end of the day, the way you've got to look at it here is it's leaking your energy. You're spending energy on repetitive things. It will start to feel like a chore. It will start to feel like you're babysitting people, and it just doesn't need to be done. You can automate these things and move a lot faster and more effective. And if you look at it like this here, you're not actually coaching more. You're just repeating yourself even more, which, let's be honest, a little bit daft. Mistake number 3 then is quite simply that people are busy and they're thinking they're successful. Now, I touched on it a little bit earlier on, but people identify themselves as busy thinking that that means that they are successful. They're doing their job. And I get it. I understand why. You start coaching because you want to coach more people. And I had this on the gym floor where I was doing 12, 13, 14-hour days because I was getting more and more and more people in. But then you get to a point where you can't physically and mentally perform the way that you used to, but you're also not really serving a bigger purpose. You're just doing more stuff when you can still serve more people in a different model. And that's exactly what I teach inside my program. But a lot of people in this position actually have the fear of simplifying things. If you simplify things, it will make your life a lot better because you will be able to then work at a more aggressive, volumed pace. And the truth is, if your business collapses when you rest, then you don't have a business. And again, I've been in that position where I felt like as soon as I took my finger off the button, everything collapsed. Beginners should do one-to-one, point blank, because you learn the most at this period. You should learn the skills, you should get the experience, you should understand the communication and the delivery standards and everything. Once you master that, that is when you then can turn it into an online coaching business as opposed to having to do it face to face if you choose that you don't want to do that anymore. And again, I can't reiterate enough, one-to-one is an amazing thing to do. So don't take it out of your programming, make it a tier within what you offer. It wants to be the highest tier, the biggest leverage, the most that you can earn with somebody and the faster that they can get the results. But it wants to be part of your model as opposed to the only thing that you do. So let's break this down and look at the actual access ladder then. So the way that this works is you have your different tiers, and this is how it will be in a way that we will ascend people upwards. So the key factor here is that as they ascend up, they will pay more money. And this one at the bottom, if we work it from the bottom up, this is the free item. Let's just say it's a lead magnet inside Skool and you're fixing a specific problem that your audience suffer with. And then you'll have here the do-it-yourself type of, it's an education program for them to plug and play, again, to fix this one outcome. And then here we have the actual hybrid. And this typically is the group program. With this tier here, it wants to be your core area. It wants to be the one that you can take as many people on and it doesn't affect your hours that you spend with people. It's the thing that you can make the most money from. And then at the top here, we then have the one-to-one coaching, and this is the elite one. This is the most expensive. And if we look at it like this, and then this is 0. Inside this one, for example, you may have 6 spaces. And let's just say, for argument's sake, it's £1,000 a month, then you know that that's going to be 6K a month when you've got that full. This one here, again, with it being an unlimited one, let's just say, again, for argument's sake, it's 300 a month. And you can have as many as you want on that. So when when you've got 10 people, you know you're hitting 3K. When you've got 20, 30, 40, you know exactly what that looks like. You will drive people into here and then we'll ascend them through. So this will be the focus, and then we will get them through here. And again, just remember that what we're focused on here is the same outcome for all of these tiers. We're focused on driving people into that one outcome that we're fixing. So, look, nothing replaces one to one with this. It just moves to the top where it actually belongs. So, rather than thinking that this is your only thing that you offer, this wants to be a specific sort of elite area that you can focus all your energy on this capped number, and then everything else will fall underneath it. And the model that I have built is the hybrid education coaching model. And this really should be the future of the way that you want to be coaching within your business, because as opposed to, again, having one focus on one thing, we split the focus and we enable your clients to get the support they need when they need it. So, for example, it's coaching and education. They're being coached along and they're being educated with the information inside Skool. They can follow the steps, and they're basically coaching themselves, and then they have the input from you when needed. There's the community, and then there is the structure. The community of people that you build within this, and then the structure, because you have the routine that you run by and that you teach those to also do. It's when they do their check-ins, when they are looking at their programming and planning their week, when they're doing their nutrition, whatever it may be that you coach. And then we have the systems and the scalability. So the ability to scale your business using the access ladder like this, and the systems that are needed so that everything runs smoothly and you haven't got to do things manually. And this will build your business. It will scale your business. It will half your coaching hours, because you can start to then do things at more of a scale and understand that not every single person needs their hand holding. You can then select the type of people that go in each tier, knowing what they want. And with this, you're going to be able to have a more predictable income, because you know exactly how much money you're going to be bringing in per tier. You're also then going to have a better retention rate, because quite simply, it's a systemized structure that people know exactly where they are. Once they've done the one-to-one, they could then drop down to the hybrid model, because let's just say that's their on-ramp, that's their initial sort of phase that you build them to a certain point, and then they continue afterwards. And on top of everything here, you will have a better lifestyle, because it's a more controlled outcome for both you and your clients, that you can focus on educating them, focus on entertaining people, focus on educating on the marketing side, and being there and being visible. Because again, this is one of the things that people are, I feel like they get stuck with, is they feel like they're just a business owner and they run a business and they do marketing and they coach. When actually you want to be a real person. You want to be online as a real person, so that you actually attract the right people into your business. So the bottom line is that most coaches will stay stuck doing one-to-one, because they feel like that they're scared of what their clients will think, and that they think that they'll notice their similarities. But the truth is, it's the same problem that they're fixing, same outcome. So that means the same framework actually works. And it's just the same as a doctor, right? A doctor is not going to make a new medicine for every single person. If they know what they need, they prescribe that drug, and it's not having to be reinvented for every single individual. So, yes, one to one coaching is still a smart model. It will most likely be the base of your model, where you start, the thing that you build your experience with, you build your income with. And after that, you then need to build everything else so that it all works in a scalable way. So you're not having to do more and more of the one to one stuff and losing your life. If you want to see exactly how this works, so you can copy it and mimic it for your business, and then join my school on the link below and get yourself into there, so you can see the full mini series step by step. The feedback that I've had from this already has been insane. And the other day, someone actually messaged saying they took their first client on after watching the full series. So get yourself in there. It's completely free. Click on the link below, and I'll see you in there.